Right, now I've got to find the correct tap. Well, he didn't like that tap, so we try a lower one. Still 1 watt coming back. We'll try a high one. Still a watt. Might not have a low enough tap.
Oh.
Yeah, it would have to be in there, wouldn't it? Yeah, we got it. Well, look.
It's getting a little bit better, isn't it?
Look, guys, we haven't got enough taps in the right place to get the best SWR, but we do appear to have just over half a watt coming back and a watt going out. I'd like to see better than that. I'll just see if this tuning affects it.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, look. We've got 1 watt going out and 1/3 of a watt coming back. Just try another tap. Oh, bingo!
Bravo.
Look at that!
Well done.
We got it. Okay. So now, now we've on transmit. We've got next to nothing coming back, and if I put this near the aerial, we should get a giant deflection. Look, we don't even get anywhere near it. And look at that meter go up, right over the top, okay? So we've now got our antenna. We've got our quarter wave on top band, a half wave on 80, and we've tuned it with 1 coil. All we've had to do is move the tap and put a capacitor across. So now we've got our roach pole antenna working on 2 bands, which is what was requested. Okay? Better than ever I anticipated.
So now you've got to note those tappings and the coils have got to be round to those.
And what we're going to do is, we're going to give you some instructions on how many turns to put on so you stand a reasonable chance of making your area work. Now don't forget, I've just got radials on the ground here. You might have a shed and a car or a garage nearby. That will upset this aerial. So on the final day of the race at your QTH, you will have to tune it to get the best out of it. But that's all part of the fun. Okay?
And where did you get the roach pole from? Because mine's smaller than that.
So is mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't make a lot of difference. I got it from Colin.
Well, it's the old one.
You're not from Colin.
Mine's 7 metres.
Hey?
Mine's 7 metres.
Is it really? Well, what's that then?
Looks like 10.
No.
Yeah, the diameter of mine is much smaller here.
The one thing I would say is
Mine
I've
was.
checked the washers, and I think, yeah, mine's smaller because your coil actually fits. I think mine just falls straight through.
Does it really?
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
well,
double-checked
I mean,
that.
the idea is it can go as close to the bottom as possible. It doesn't have to be a foot off the ground. So if there is a problem with diameters of roach poles then, which I don't know about, you might have to put some insulation tape
Yeah.
so it makes it in
fine.
place. Okay?
Fine.
Super duper.
So just as a recap then, this coil acts as a loading coil to bring the aerial nearly a quarter wave on top band, to bring it to a quarter wave on 160, and we tap up for best SWR. And so that loading coil both tunes the antenna to the frequency of interest and allows you to select the best SWR. So you now have a quarter wave vertical on top band. We use the same aerial on 80, but it's a half wave aerial, which means it has to be fed at high impedance. And we do that by making the same loading coil used on top band, a parallel tune circuit. And again, we tap for best SWR and tune the coil for maximum radiated signal. And there's your antenna, 2 bands as requested. Okay? Now, one last thing. How to get a cheapo tuning capacitor which is going to stand an awful lot of power? Well, you can do it with double-sided printed circuit board, or you can make a variable capacitor like so. Okay, single bolt, couple of connections.
How many puffs that got?
And actually, when it's closed, it's 1,300 puff. Looking at that, I think we could measure that at about 100 puffs. That. And so a piece of double-sided board the size of a matchbox will provide 100 picofarad. So not much bigger than that meter, a piece of double-sided board will tune this coil. Now we brought this along because we didn't know how big a capacity we'd need. But I can show you how big it is because we'll do a test. Okay? So to prove to you there's no trickery, and it is simple stuff, we can give you the double-sided bolt. I haven't moved this. I'm going to measure the capacity. Here we go. 64 puff. So I was close. So a very small piece of double-sided ball which won't flash over 100 watts. Okay? Resonates the aerial for use on 80 metres. Piece of cake. Okay? Guys, I think it's time to adjourn because it's blooming freezing.